Today we're going to get started in just one moment. Can y'all hear me okay? We never know. All right, good. There's always something going on. Hope everybody's doing okay. We are going to get started in just one moment. Thanks everybody for joining. What's today? Thursday. On a Thursday evening, we're going to be talking about real estate, how to build a portfolio from scratch. So while we try and give everybody some time to get in, we got 18 people here now. Are we live on Instagram, Facebook? Welcome Instagram, Facebook. We're going live here on Zoom. If you want to watch the rest of the webinar today on how to build a portfolio from scratch, you're going to have to join the Zoom link. We're going to cut off Facebook and Instagram here in a second. The way to do it is there's a link inside there's a link inside our description or somewhere, depending on what platform you're on. If you go to our profile, the link is there. But today we're going to be talking about building a portfolio from scratch. So right now is a very unique opportunity in the real estate market. A lot has changed. Prices were increasing substantially 2020, 2021. And then right in the beginning of 2022 is when interest rates started to rise. And so as a result of that, a lot less people were buying houses and or commercial real estate. Sellers started to come on the market a lot more. So there was a tremendous amount of inventory to buy from. There weren't that many buyers in the market. And what was a seller's market quickly turned into a buyer's market very fast. But there are a lot fewer buyers in the market than sellers. And so what that caused was a decrease in prices. There was a lack of demand. There was higher supply. Therefore, prices started to decrease. And that's in the residential space. And, prices were on a decline for a while. I mean, here in Austin, Texas, we saw at least 15, 20% correction on home prices, but home prices were going, crazy for a while. It was insane. I mean, you throw a house up on the market, didn't matter what condition it was in, didn't matter what needed to be done to it. And you were going to have 50 people come and view it. You were going to have 50 plus offers on it. And you were definitely going to sell over list price unless your list price was just absolutely absurd. But most people were listing their properties slightly above or right at what they thought market value was at the time, which was kind of hard to determine due to the fact that homes were selling much more than they were listed for. So all this was due to a few things, right? There were very low interest rates. There was very little supply. So the increase in demand from buyers and the extremely low supply from sellers caused, prices just to go crazy. I mean, over like a 12-month period, there was an increase here in Austin of like 42% in 12 months of the median home price. And this wasn't just in Austin. I think it was apparent more so in hotter markets across the United States. But it was all throughout the United States. And a lot of this had to do with inflation, low interest rates, and, kind of a perfect storm of what was happening at the time. Now things have changed a little bit. Interest rates have been rising over the last 16 months or so. And they haven't, decreased yet. We've paused once or twice. We still think we might see a raise here in the coming months. But the consensus is that interest rates are not going to decline until maybe mid next year. And we technically have not hit a recession yet per the standards that they keep changing. So what that tells us is that there has been some pain in the market, but there is going to probably continue to be some pain in the market until interest rates start to come down And right now, they're not even at an extremely high level. So what this is doing, is pulled a lot of the buyers out of the market. So the investors is who I'm referring to, not just residential home buyers, but also investors. Investors may not have a lot of capital right now. They may have got caught with their pants down. They don't have any money. They may have got caught holding on to some properties that they weren't able to get rid of. There's a lot of people who are inside hard money loans right now. And if they're going to refi, they may even be refinancing at higher rates than their hard money loan was at. They can't sell the property. They might be underwater. And banks are calling these loans due. This is on the residential side, but it's also happening on the commercial side. Commercial multifamily, light industrial, office is getting hammered. Did I say storage? There's a ton of opportunity here because there's not many buyers in the market, and the sellers are they have unrealistic expectations of what they should sell their property for. They still think they should sell their property for the values that it had in 2021 prior to the rise in interest rates. Well, that's just not the case anymore. And as interest rates have increased, so have cap rates. Therefore, when the cap rates increase, the value of their property decreased because the net operating income that they're getting for their properties has remained the same, if not slightly better, but they're going to have to sell these properties at decreased prices. So what does that mean for us? What is the opportunity? That means that we collectively will be able to come in here, buy these deals at lower prices, hold on to them. We'll even be able to get debt at the higher rates if we're buying the properties at the lower prices. And when interest rates do come down, our properties are going to increase in value due to the decrease in interest rates. And along the way, we'll still have cash flow. We'll have great properties in great locations, and everybody will benefit except for the person who's forced to sell right now. But they may still be benefiting because they're going to be able to get out of a bad situation. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This is Instagram right here. Can we take them off? Instagram, Facebook. If you guys want to continue to watch the rest of this webinar, make sure you register via Zoom, hop in the link, because we're staying on here from now on. So everybody here on Zoom, thank you guys for joining again today. What I was just talking about is the opportunity right now. And the reason, I'm starting off with this and talking about it is because this opportunity has not existed since I've been buying real estate. Matt and I have always been in a position of zero leverage on the buy side. I mean, especially in a market such as Austin, Texas, it's very hard to, it has been very hard to negotiate low prices and really great deals because there's so many buyers, and all the sellers were able to sell their properties at whatever values they wanted to due to the fact that so many people wanted to be in Austin. But right now, there's not that many buyers. There's not that many serious buyers, and there's a lot of sellers. So the sellers are unable to sell their properties at these prices, and we're able to come in and scoop them up at great values. Now, it takes a lot of negotiation, takes a lot of knowledge, takes a lot of work in the game there. But I'm going to teach you guys, some of that today. We're not going to be able to cover, everything in depth. We only got about an hour and a half here. But I'm going to teach y'all everything that I possibly can. What we're going to talk about today is, number one, where to find deals. Number two, how to secure financing for these deals. This webinar is titled How to Build a Portfolio from Scratch. And so if you're sitting here and you're telling yourself, well, I don't have $1 million cash, or I don't have an 800 credit score, or I don't have a bank who wants to lend me a ton of money to be able to buy real estate, you're in the perfect spot. I'm going to teach you guys some strategies today where you don't need those things. I did not have those things when I was starting off. My partner, Matt, did not have those things when he was starting off. And we had to build this portfolio creatively over time, utilizing creative strategies. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So where to find deals, how to secure the financing. Number three, how to build a team, who you need on your team. Having a team is crucial. Real estate is not a solo sport. You need a good team around you. We're going to talk about who those team members are and where to find them and how to vet them. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about exiting from the deals, whether that be selling them, refinancing, so you can get some cash back that you didn't have initially to repeat this process and continue to build a portfolio over time. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Alex Kaufman. I'm 29 years old. I was born and raised here in Austin, Texas, and I've known my partner, Matt, for, 22 years. I've known him ever since I was probably about 8 years old. I grew up with Matt. I grew up with Matt's younger brother. I've known Matt and his mom, and his mom's like my mom, and we've been family for a long time. But I'm 29 years old, and quick little story about me. Matt went the right way in life. Matt, played sports in high school. He went to a good college. He got a degree. He got his master's degree from A&M in real estate. He got his real estate license when he was 18 years old. He's been practicing real estate for a long time. Now, while Matt was going out and doing those good and productive things, I went down the wrong road in life. When I was in high school, I was doing drugs, dealing drugs. I don't know how I passed high school. And by the time I was 21 years old, I was a full-blown heroin addict. I've been arrested for marijuana possessions, controlled substance possessions. And, from 11 to 21 years old, I was going down the wrong path in life. And, I was either going to go to prison for the rest of my life if I was lucky, or B, I was going to die of an overdose or of a result of what I was doing. Now, I got sober when I was 21. And the reason that I tell you this is because I want y'all to understand that these opportunities that I'm talking about are not just for the wealthy. They're not just for, high class people. They're not just for people with trust funds. They're not just for whatever you're telling yourself for why it may not be for you. I mean, like I said, right down the road, 10 minutes north of where I'm sitting right now, I've been to Williamson County Jail 4 or 5 times, been to Travis County Jail, and I was basically ruining my life. I had nothing when I was 21 years old. All my friends were graduating from college. They were going off living their productive lives, and I was walking out of Williamson County Jail with another drug charge. Now, I got sober then, I turned my life around, and I've been sober since then for 8 years. But 8 years ago, when I did get sober, I went to a treatment center. When I got out, I was working at Firehouse Subs, making $8.25 an hour. Today, make substantially more than I was making then. But that's where, my journey here really started in productive business in my life. But I've always been involved in business, whether, illegal or you're legal. But since I got sober, have turned my life around. And if you are in a position right now, I hope you're not where I was, because that's a very miserable and lonely place to be. But if you're in a position right now where you're saying, I know I'm meant for better. I know I'm meant for more things. I know that I can accomplish more. I just don't have the right people around me. I just don't have the right knowledge. I just don't have the right resources. That is the whole purpose of us putting this on today, so that hopefully you can gain some insight, some information, some knowledge to, start implementing this in your life. Because I'm not special. There's nothing special about me and or my partner, Matt, that have allowed us to get to the point where we are today. All it took was, hard work. We're obsessed with what we do. We do this 24/7. We don't rest. We don't sleep. We don't focus on external things. We're highly focused on what we got going on and what we're here to accomplish. So this is for you. You can accomplish this. Don't allow, anything in your mind prohibit you from taking the step forward to start accomplishing your goals here in real estate. All right. So we are going to get started here in one moment. I'm going to dive into deals. I do want to tell you about an offer we are going to make today for people who are interested in taking the next step and joining a community, getting some training, joining the courses. We're making a special offer for today and for today only. We're offering the community membership. This is a 12-month annual membership to be with me and Matt, work with us one-on-one, work with us on your deals. We're basically a built-in partner for you. You're also going to be in a community with 50 other entrepreneurs, and that's growing, who are also doing deals. Today in the community, we had our weekly call. It's a new weekly call called The Pitch. We had entrepreneurs in there who were pitching deals. One guy, I think, got a deal under contract today. He's going to wholesale it, and hopefully he's going to make 10 to 15,000. We got another entrepreneur community in here, member in here. Her name's Timberly. 3 weeks ago, she got a deal under contract for a $30,000 wholesale fee plus a commission because she's a licensed real estate agent. And this is the type of stuff we're doing in the community. We're focused on taking action. We're focused on training, getting around the right people, finding the right deals, and getting you what you need so that you can go accomplish your goals within real estate. And ultimately, our goal with the community is just to get around more people who are like-minded, so that we can all buy more real estate together. So you're going to get 12 months of the Entrepreneur Community membership. That's $7,500. You're going to get a cash flow and rentals course, a wholesaling jumpstart course, and a house flipping made easy course. Total value of $10,500 for today for $597 only. We're not going to talk about that anymore right now, but this is only available for you guys who are on Zoom and joined this webinar and took some time out of your Thursday evening. We'll come back to this later, but for now, let's go ahead and dive into some deals. So, like I mentioned, today we're talking about how to build a real estate portfolio from scratch. Can you guys see this okay? All right, so deals is the important part of, it's the whole thing, right? There's no point in finding financing for a bad deal. There's no point in building a team of people who are going to manage and get a deal done with you when you don't have a deal. There's no point in figuring out your exit strategy and refinancing it when you don't have a deal. What else are we talking about today? Building a team, exit strategy, financing. It all starts with the deal. The deal is the most important part of this process. So you need to get very good at finding deals. Now, where might you find deals? What are you looking for? Hey, by the way, I forgot to mention earlier, if you have any questions, throw them here in the chat. It's going to send them directly to me. And here at the end of this, we're going to dive into answering questions for you guys. So, deals. You might be asking yourself, where do I find them? Now, I don't want to bullshit you guys. This is going to take work. Becoming financially free in real estate is not necessarily easy, but it's not hard. All it takes is for you to put in the action and work at it, and it will come. But it's not a get-rich-quick overnight thing. It's a long game. So you really got to have the right mindset around it and be fully committed to it. Otherwise, I promise you it won't work, and you'll tell yourself, this is a waste of time. But in all reality, you're probably just not putting in the right action to be successful at it. Another thing I want to mention that I forgot is get yourself a notepad. If you're not taking notes right now, you should be. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today, and you could leave with one or two things that'll give you $1 million worth of value and help you out for the rest of your career. So take notes, write your questions here in the chat, and we're going to answer them. So deals, where do I find them? Where do you find deals? Well, you can find them in many different places. So number one, agents and brokers. Agents and brokers are going to be very crucial resources for you guys. Real estate, not only is it a team sport and not a solo sport, but it's also a relationship game. You need to have relationships with people out there in the marketplace who are doing business and finding deals so that you can participate in that. So where's everybody at right now? Post it here in the chat. Is everybody here in Central Texas? Are you in California? Are you in Chicago? Are you in LA? I want to know where you're at. Because where you're at, you're going to want to start building relationships with agents and brokers in the local area. It's not hard to do, by the way. So if you're thinking that you want to focus on residential homes, for example, or you want to find a duplex or a triplex or a quadplex, I would recommend number one, right now, write this down, go to Facebook tonight and join every single real estate Facebook group that you can. All you have to do is go to Facebook, type in Austin real estate investment. For example, here in Austin, I'm going to share my screen and show you guys. All you got to do is this. Go to Facebook, type in Austin. Got to get out of this chat here. Austin real estate investment. And boom, here we go. We're going to sort via groups. And what you need to do is go in here and join all of these groups. Some of them may ask you to answer all these questions and stuff. Go in there and fill it out. But inside these groups, such as Austin Real Estate Investing in Deals, this is where people are going to be posting deals. You're going to find real estate agents in here posting stuff that's, not a deal. You're going to find wholesalers in here who are posting things that may or may not be deals. But that's not the point. The point is not to go here and find a deal immediately. The point is for you to go into these groups and start building relationships. We look at 1,000 deals to maybe buy one. So you need to go in here. You need to establish relationships with people. You need to introduce yourself. You need to offer to take them out to coffee or lunch or whatever. Offer to come meet them at their office. Offer for them to come meet you at your office. Go take a walk at the park. Whatever you want to do, you need to start meeting people who are doing deals, because this is how you're going to get started. This is how you're going to start building a network. And this is how you're going to convince people to start showing you these opportunities. So agents and brokers are a great start. You can find a lot of agents, brokers, and wholesalers inside these Facebook groups. You can also find them just by going to Google, right? Go to Google and type in Austin, Texas real estate agent and start making phone calls. We're looking at some wholesale deals in different cities last week, like Pennsylvania, New York, I think Illinois, and we don't have connections there. I would love it if we have some connections who are here in this webinar, who are in different states and cities than we are, because we want to connect with you. We want to get to know what you're doing. We want to tell you what we're doing. And that's exactly what you should be doing with other people. Now, a question you may be asking yourself is, what do I have to offer? What am I going to tell them I'm doing? What am I going to tell them I'm looking for if, for example, today is day one, you starting your real estate investment journey? Well, what you're going to tell them is that you're a real estate investor, that you're looking for, if you're looking for single family homes, for example, to flip or to wholesale or to buy via seller finance or to, BRRRR or whatever it might be, you're going to tell them that this is what you're looking to do. Hey, let's see here. We got Zaid. Hey, Zaid, my name's Alex Kaufman. I'm an investor here in Austin, Texas. I would love to come sit with you. I saw you posting that deal in Facebook Marketplace group. It's interesting to me. I'm not sure if I want to take that one down or not, but I'd love to come meet with you, kind of explain what I'm looking for, kind of see what you're doing in your business and see how I might be able to add value for you. Boom. It's that simple. Then you go up to the meeting, you make this connection, you learn about them, you learn about what they're seeing, you learn about what type of opportunities they're finding, and you try and add value for them, right? This is not like a let me take from people thing. It's how can I add value to Zaid? And then I know that if I do that and if I add value to Zaid and his business, that we will be able to mutually benefit from that and grow together. So agents and brokers are great resources for you. We get a ton of deals from agents and brokers, especially in different locations than we're currently located at. We're licensed. We have a real estate brokerage here in Texas. We got about 150 agents that work with us here in Austin, Corpus, San Antonio, Houston, DFW. But we still get so many deals from agents who are with different brokerages because they know who we are, they know what we're about, they know what we're looking for, and they know that we're closers. So they send deals to us, and that's exactly what we want. So deals. One way is agents and brokers. They should be local experts in their market, right? They should be going to seller appointments. They should be knowing what investors and buyers are looking for. They should know the value of neighborhoods. They should know what a good deal would be to flip, or what a good rental would be, or if this fourplex that just came on the market, if it's a good deal or not. If they're a professional, they should know these things. And that's who you're looking for. Not that you should disregard all the other ones who don't know this information. You still want them to know who you are, and you still want them to think about you when they see a deal. But those who are active, those who are the real players, and those who are professionals in their markets are the ones who are getting all the deals, and those who are seeing all the deals. Just for example, here in Austin, the board of realtors is called Austin Board of Realtors, ABOR. And ABOR has about 20,000 members. There is less than 7% of those 20,000 licensed realtors, a part of ABOR, have sold more than one home a month. That's pretty wild. 48% plus of those 20,000 have not done a single transaction all year this year. So you're looking for those 7% plus who are actually out in the market doing deals and finding deals. It's a very, small few select of any group who are actually doing anything. Just like in here, we got 45 people in here right now. I'm willing to bet you that 80% of the people here on this webinar today leave and don't take action on what we're talking about tonight. And I'm willing to bet you that 20% of y'all do take action. And for the 20% of y'all who are telling yourselves that I'm going to leave here and I'm going to take action on what I'm learning tonight, and I'm going to change my life, and I'm going to go build my real estate portfolio from scratch, I'm proud of y'all and I'm happy for y'all. I'm part of the 20% and it feels good. And that's who you're looking for. You're looking for more of the people out there who are actually doing business and who are actually taking this seriously. So agents and brokers, you need to meet people. You need to find them. You need to know who they are, and you need to know who the players are. Next, we talked about it briefly, is wholesalers. We probably get about 50, we probably get like anywhere from 25 to 50 wholesale deals sent to us on a daily basis. And this is all over Texas, some in different states, mostly here in Austin or San Antonio or Corpus or DFW or Houston. Wholesalers flood our inbox. Now, there's some days where we don't look at every single deal that's sent to us, but for the most part, we take a quick glance at it. We make some sort of offer to the wholesaler, and we see if there's any potential for a deal. Now, 25 to 50 deals a day is a lot. How many is that per month? 50 times 30, that puts us at what? 1,500 deals a month that we're seeing strictly just from wholesalers sending us deals. It takes no effort on our part to get these deals into our inbox. But what we did do is we went and met with that wholesaler, just like we did the agents and the brokers. We told them who we are. We told them what we were looking for. We established a relationship with them. And we established that if they find a good deal, we would end up buying it from them, and we don't mind paying them a wholesale fee. The other aspect of this, for those in here who don't have any capital right now and you're interested in other things aside from just investing, such as wholesaling, we can partner with these wholesalers. Like if they're having trouble moving a deal and we know that we got a buyer over here, we could connect the two and split the wholesale fee with the wholesaler. So it's not only just looking at deals to invest in, but it's also taking advantage of other opportunities that come from deals from wholesalers. Another way is y'all could take the approach of cold calling, all the we'll just call it direct to seller for today's purposes. And that would be cold calling. That'd be, mailers, SMS blasts, door knocking. You can do this as well, and you should be doing this. You want a combination of deal flow coming into you from agents, brokers, relationships, wholesalers, but you also want an outflow of finding deals direct to seller via cold calling, mailers, SMS blasts, door knocking. We're not going to be able to dive into setting up softwares and all that type of stuff today. But we can at a later time, and we also dive into this stuff inside the community as well. And it's in the courses too. But you want direct to seller too. And by the way, all this stuff right here does not just apply to residential single family houses, 2 to 4 units. We're doing this on 100-unit apartment complexes. We're doing this on 200-unit mobile home parks, 300-unit storage unit facilities. This is for residential and commercial deals. You should be doing these things. Most of the brokers in the commercial space are the ones who got the deals. They're the ones who are speaking to the sellers. They're the ones who are doing these things right here to get the listings. And so they know about the deals. A lot of the sellers are the ones who reach out to the brokers first to list their property. You got some commercial wholesalers who specify inside that as well. But this is for residential and commercial. And these are all different ways to get deals. And you can analyze deals in different ways, right? There's a few things that are really important with the types of deals that you're finding. You definitely want to try and buy below market value. And when I'm saying below market value, I'm not talking about the 2021 prices that these sellers think they're at today, because they're not. I'm talking about today's prices. You want to buy below value. That way, if you are purchasing this for yourself to build a portfolio, you're walking into equity day one. And who knows? I mean, home prices might continue to dip. Right now, we've kind of flatlined and we've hit, a little bit of a bottom, but it's very possible that home prices continue to dip and go down a little bit, depending on what happens with interest rates over the next 9 months or so. It's you want to buy into equity to protect, number one, so that you can walk into money day one. If I buy a property, let's say a property is worth $300,000 today, not 2 years ago, but today it's worth $300,000, and I buy it for $200,000, which is very possible. Don't tell yourself it's not, and don't let anybody tell you that it's not, because we do this every single day. But if I buy a property that's worth $300,000, but I buy it today at $200,000, how much equity did I just walk into? Someone put it in the comments. It's a simple equation. You walked into $100,000 worth of equity, or about 33% equity, right? And so what this is going to do is it's going to protect you against the downside. If this property ends up decreasing in value over the next, let's just say 9 months or so, let's say it drops down to $270,000 due to the rise in interest rates, you still have $70,000 worth of equity in the house and you're not underwater. So it's really important to buy below market value. Number one, to make money the day that you buy it. If you're not making money the day that you buy it, you're gambling, right? Home prices in certain markets in certain areas may not go up. I don't know the stats, but 40 years ago, home prices in Detroit, I guarantee you'd cost more than they do today. So don't fall under, the delusion that home prices go up for forever and they're always going to go up. That's accurate in some markets and in some places, but in other locations, they don't. So it's very possible for you to lose money on buying real estate if you don't buy it right. It's really important to, number one, write this down, guys. Always buy right and make money on the buy. This is going to help you out later when you go to refinance, you try to exit, and it'll also protect you against the downside. So you always want to buy it right, and you always want to make money on the buy. You want to buy below market value. The other aspect that you want to do is if you're holding on to this and you're adding it to your portfolio, you want to make sure that this property is going to cash flow. There's a few different benefits of owning real estate. Number one, is you're going to utilize leverage. For those of you in here who don't have a lot of money, you don't have capital ready to invest, maybe you got $5,000, $10,000, maybe you got $1,000. The beautiful part about real estate is you don't have to buy these properties cash. You can utilize financing, you can utilize private loans, you can utilize JV partnerships. We're going to dive into the creative side here in a second, but you don't have to use all your cash. So number one benefit to buying real estate is leverage. I think it's important to go over this really fast. Leverage. Number two is cash flow, which is what I was just saying. You need to make sure the properties you're buying have. You cannot buy properties, add them to your portfolio, and lose money every month. So as we go into the creative financing strategies, you may not have any cash in this deal. You may get a loan for the down payment or a partner for the down payment, and you may get a loan from a bank to buy the property. In that scenario, you're likely going to have two loan payments, right? You may have a loan payment to the person who loaned you the money for the down payment, and you're definitely going to have a loan payment to the bank who loaned you the 70, 80% to buy the property. So after you get your rents in, after all your management operating expenses, such as property management, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, management, that leaves you with your net operating income. Then you subtract your debt payments from your net operating income. And after all is said and done, after you paid all your expenses and after you paid all your debt payments, you need to have cash flow left over. You don't want to buy properties where you're losing money every month. So you need to make sure that you understand how to underwrite these deals to ensure that you're gaining cash flow and you're not losing cash flow. You're going to be very pissed off if you go buy a property and you're paying money for that property every single month. It happens sometimes. I sent a text to two of my partners prior to this webinar, and 4 of our 6 duplex units are coming up vacant this next month, so we all had to put in $1,000. Now, that's okay every now and then. You're going to have that happen. We've also gained a lot of cash flow this year that's making up for that. But you don't want that to happen every month. It's not sustainable and it's bad investing. So leverage, cash flow. Number 3 is appreciation. So if you're buying in good markets and if you're adding value to the units that you buy, you are going to get appreciation. Now, what does that mean? That $300,000 property that you bought for $200,000, in 5 years, it may be worth $450,000. So you're gaining appreciation on the value, and you're doing it off the leverage that you put in and little to none of your own money. You're gaining appreciation on the entire value, not the amount of cash that you put in for the down payment. Does that make sense? All right. Next, there's a ton of tax benefits to owning real estate. You got depreciation. So in all actuality, your property is going to appreciate in value, but with the IRS, you're going to depreciate it. Now, what does that mean? It means that you are going to be able to take a write-off for depreciation. When you buy a real estate asset, so long as it's not just land, you can depreciate the improvements of the property of that land. So you got the land that you bought and you got the building that's on top of the land. There's 2 values that make up the total value. And with the IRS, they'll allow you to depreciate the cost or the value of the improvement on the property. You can't depreciate the land, but you can depreciate the improvement. And what that depreciation is going to do is it's going to offset your cash flow that you're gaining every single month. That way you don't pay taxes on the income that you're getting. So you get to buy it with other people's money. You get to have passive income every single month. You're going to gain appreciation because y'all are going to do the right thing and buy in good locations, buy good assets at the right prices. So you're going to get appreciation. Then the IRS is going to allow you to write off your income via depreciation with the real estate asset that you bought. It's beautiful. Someone told me, actually someone didn't tell me this. I read this. Warren Buffett said this. He said that real estate without leverage is really just an okay investment. The thing that makes real estate a really great investment is the fact that you can utilize leverage to buy it and gain all these things off of little cash invested. So you want to buy the property right. You need to ensure that you're getting cash flow on the property after all your operating expenses, after all your debt payments. You need cash flow left over. You want to buy in good markets and good locations at the right prices and add value to them so that you can gain appreciation. And you want to write off all this cash flow income that you're getting so that you pay no taxes on that. Does anybody have any questions on buying deals so far? If you do, put it in the chat real quick. And then we're going to dive into financing strategies on how to take these deals down with little to no capital. All right, we got to, yeah, and you're paying down you're not paying down your mortgage. Sheldon said mortgage pay down. You're not paying it down. The tenants are paying it down. So even better. Yeah, so I don't use Deal Machine. Someone asked, do you use Deal Machine for your deals? I don't use Deal Machine, is what they asked. But I'm sure it's great. Most of these softwares out there are about all the same anyways. Write this down. If you're looking for a good real estate software to get to find deals and skip trace them, you can use PropStream. You can use Propelio, Deal Machine, Batch Leads, REI Pro. I'm sure there's a few others out there. They're all just about the same. Anyways, they're pulling data from the county websites, they're organizing it for you, and they are allowing you to view it in a way that is much easier than going to the county website and trying to find this data for yourself. All right, so creative financing. So if you're in here and you're saying, yeah, that's great, Alex, I understand. Buy the property right. Make sure you're getting cash flow. Utilize leverage. How am I going to get a loan? How am I going to be able to finance this property? I've got a 500 credit score. I've got no money. I've got no credit or experience. Well, same here. That's where I was. I was sitting right where you are. Before I had bought any deals, I started calling hard money lenders, and I was like, hey, here's the thing, guys. There's no secrets here. Y'all can accomplish anything you want, especially in real estate, if you just take the action. If you just pick this thing up right here. Someone once said, what is this right here? It's a smartphone. If you don't use it, what is it? It's a dumb phone. So you need to use your smartphone. Pick up the phone, start making phone calls, start making connections with people, start making contacts. You have to use the smartphone. This is what is required to go out there and get some deals. So I was sitting right where you were. I had no properties. I did have some cash saved at the time, I think, but not a whole lot. Not like we got today. I didn't have any credit because, like I said, when I was shooting heroin and I was doing all those things, I wasn't financially responsible, building up my credit and being a responsible citizen. I paid for everything in cash, and I had zero credit. So I started having to build up my credit. I went and got myself a secured credit card. It seems so stupid to me why I would give you $300 just so that you could give me a credit card worth $300. I gotta just use my $300. What do I need your credit card for? But I did that to go through the process to start building up a credit line, to start going through the process with these banks. But my credit score was nil. I had nothing. I had nothing on my record of that showed I was a responsible borrower. So what I did is I picked up my phone and I started calling hard money lenders because I was diving in deep. I was joining webinars like this. I was listening to all the podcasts. I was reading all the books. I was doing all the things that I could to educate myself. So I heard about hard money loans, hard money lenders. All right, let's write this down. Financing. How are you going to finance the deals that you find? Financing. Write this down. One way is hard money loans. Now, hard money loans are not the best loans. Hard money loans have higher interest rates. Hard money loans have shorter time frames. Hard money loans are not the best loans that you can get in the world. But we still use hard money loans today for a few reasons. Number one, they're focused on the deal. They're more concerned about the deal than they are about you, the borrower. So if you've got a good deal, then they feel comfortable loaning on this deal because they know it's secure. They know that it's got equity in it. They know that if you stop making your payments, that they are going to they're going to just take the property back. So the deal is more important to hard money lenders than you are. Now, they do have some sort of requirements, right? Like they require at least, most hard money lenders, you can bypass this, by the way, with different people. There's so many of them out there. But most hard money lenders require at least about a 600 credit score. 600 is not that high. I mean, most leases require like a 630 credit score in order for you to move in. 600 is not that high. Again, it's not a blanket statement. It's just most hard money lenders utilize that as their criteria. 600 credit score. However, it's possible to get a hard money loan if your credit is below that. They may charge you a higher interest rate. They may charge you more down. They may require some sort of stipulation there, but it is possible to get it. Hard money lenders also can close very fast. That's another reason why we use hard money lenders. They don't have the traditional, full doc loan process that any other lender or bank is going to require from you. You fill out their application, you get them to check out the deal, you submit them the paperwork that they need, and if all is good, then you can close pretty quickly. Sometimes within today, when I get out of this webinar at 8 p.m., we'll upload a story to our social media so that you can see this. We're closing a deal at 8 p.m. A mobile notary is going to meet me at my house. Kat doesn't know this yet. Mobile notary is going to meet me at my house. We're going to sign a deal. The deal went through the hard money lender yesterday. So they're closing 24 hours later. It's very possible to close deals very fast with hard money lenders and get the money that you need to buy the properties. But hard money loans are going to be easier for you to get than a traditional loan. Who are these hard money lenders and how do you find them? Just go to Google and type in hard money lenders, Austin, Texas. By this point, you should have already joined some Facebook groups. Go in there and ask for hard money lender recommendations. It's not hard to find them. Send us a DM. We know some hard money lenders. Would be happy to connect you with them. But pick up the phone, call them. Even if you don't have a deal yet, establish that relationship like I was saying. Tell them who you are. Tell them what you're looking for. Tell them the types of deals you're going to be bringing them. Ask them about their requirements. Some hard money lenders may require, 1 or 2 properties underneath your belt in order to get maybe the better interest rates or less origination points. So that brings us into creative strategy number 2. JV with somebody, partner with somebody, partner with us, bring us the deal. If you don't have good credit, if you don't have any money for the deal, if you don't have all the things required to get the hard money loan, send it to us. Let's partner on it. Let's split it 50-50. This is what I did. I mean, not that I necessarily wanted to do this by myself and without Matt anyways, but when I was getting started, I mean, it would have been possible in other ways, but it was so much easier for me to just buy real estate with Matt. We would buy deals together. We'd split the money. We would, have multiple resources we're bringing together into one. We were both out there looking for deals. I would help in ways that he didn't want to help. He would help in ways that I didn't want to help. And it was just so much better doing deals with Matt. And it's never ended. I haven't bought one single property by myself. Thank God. Every single property I've ever bought has been with my partner, Matt, and me and Matt and our partners. And I'll never do it. I told Matt, I've told Matt this a few different times is that, I don't even want to go look at buying a house for myself to live in. I feel like I'm cheating on Matt. Matt's my partner. We're always going to buy real estate deals together. And it's so much better partnering with somebody than doing it all by yourself. So JV and partner with people. If you don't have the credit, the capital, or the resources that you need in order to buy the deal, it doesn't mean you can't buy it. You can still go buy it. You can go partner with somebody. Go to our website and submit a deal. We'll put it here in the chat. And anytime you find a deal and need help on it, you can submit it to us and we will look at partnering on this deal with you. And same with everybody else here in this call. Same with all the people that you're going to make connections with in these real estate Facebook groups. Same with all the real estate agents and brokers that you deal with. Here's a little secret though, is most real estate agents and brokers don't buy real estate. They just know where to find it. So find yourself a good partner. I'm looking at, the 48 people here in this call, and there's a ton of good partners in here. We got Robert Martinez out of San Antonio. He's another community member. We were talking about partnering on deals today with the community members who are pitching deals in the pitch. Me and Matt will always partner with deals on you. Timberly, there's so many good people, even here in just this Zoom call, that you can partner with. So find you a partner. You can JV with people. Number 3, let's say you do have credit. Let's say you do have a good deal. And let's say you have no money. Who in here has no money? It's okay. Raise your hand. Nobody's going to judge you. That's why we're here. Raise your hand if you got no money to invest in deals. All right, good. So here's what you need to do. You need to get really, really good at finding deals, like I mentioned earlier. You need to be out there pounding the pavement, looking for deals, finding people, making connections, analyzing deals, making offers. Guess how much money that costs you? $0. All it costs is you putting in the hard work. So you need to go out there and you need to find good deals. And what you need to do is either A, go find a JV person or partner to partner with, or 3, go find people who got money. Here's the thing. Most people are not going to put in the work that's required to find good deals. It is hard work. You got to contact a ton of people. Like I told you earlier, Matt and I look at 1,000 deals to maybe buy one. Not many people will do that. People are, traditionally lazy, right? Like I myself, I'm a lazy person. I, don't necessarily want to put in all the hard work and stuff sometimes, but it's required of me to accomplish what I want to accomplish. But if I just had it and, I wasn't focused on building this big company with Matt, and we didn't have huge goals that we needed to accomplish, I probably would not work as hard as I do. And here's the thing is most people that you're going to meet out there, they are not going to put in the work that's required to find these deals. So you can be that person for them. Get out there, find deals, and find somebody who you can either partner with or someone who can, a private money lender. This doesn't need to be some special term here, right? Private money lender, all that means is you got, Johnny, who's got $50,000, he's about to retire, and he's interested in loaning you $50,000 for 12 months at a 10% interest rate. And he's happy just lending you the money. He'll collect his 10% return at the end of the year, get his $55,000 back, and he's super happy about it. Because Johnny wants to sit in his lazy boy, watch TV. He's going to want to watch all the debates and the elections and everything coming up. He's going to want to go to the lake on the weekend. He's not going to want to put in the hard work required to go out there and turn that $50K into $200K like you're going to do. So you need to go out there and find these people. Where do you find these people? Same way that you're already making connections with the others. You're going to find all those people in the Facebook groups. You're going to make connections with agents and brokers. You're going to think about who who might be in a position where they got some cash that they would trust you enough to invest it with you. And you can get them to give you the cash that's required to buy these properties, put the cash down, And then you can pay them back, and we'll discuss how you're going to do that when we talk about the exit and the refinance. And these are just three of the infinite different ways that you can get creative with the financing. You can go find sellers who will seller finance you properties with $0 down, no credit check, no loan required, and you're just going to make payments to them every month. You can go find people who have properties that you can buy from them, take over their existing mortgage, buy it subject to, and just start making payments to the bank moving forward, but you own the house. Those are two of creative financing strategies, but you can also utilize things such as hard money loans, JV partners, and private money. There's so many ways to go about finding these deals and taking them down. I'm gonna write that down. You guys write it down too. Like I said today, we don't have time to dive into the specifics of everything, but write these down. Ask us questions. Join our lives that we put on every single week. Join the community. Connect with people, and we'll help you do this. And let's partner on deals. Seller finance subject to. Both can be structured. 0 down, 0 credit check, no loan required, no bank involved. Just you, seller, and negotiations. Any questions on creative financing before we move on to the next with the exit and or actually we're going to building a team. All right. So any questions, post them in the chat. Nope. And again, if you think about this question as we move on, just post in the chat. We're going to have the Q&A at the end of this. All right, so building the team. Again, real estate is not a solo sport. It's a team sport. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't own any real estate by myself. I own all the real estate that I own with my partner, Matt. And we own a lot of real estate with partners. And we do not manage the deals ourselves. We are not our own lenders. We are not our own insurance broker. We utilize real estate agents and brokers, even though we are licensed. So we have a big team, and that's what is required for success within real estate specifically. We have contractors. You're not going to be able to do all this work by yourself. And if you do all this work by yourself, I promise you, you're not going to want to buy property number 2. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to take up all your time. You're probably going to lose money doing it that way because you can't be good at all things. I mean, even though you might think you are, like I do sometimes, you're not. You're not going to be good at all things. You're not going to be the best contractor. You're not going to be the best analyzer. You're not going to be the best networker. You're not going to be the best deal finder. You're not going to be the best property manager. You need to figure out what you're good at and build a team around you to supplement what you're not good at. Figure out what you're good at, figure out what you enjoy doing, and build a team around you to supplement the others. So some team members that you're going to want to have on your team, like I mentioned before, are agents and brokers. Lenders, like we've already discussed. Insurance agents. You need insurance if you're going to get loans. Insurance agents, property managers. You don't want to manage these properties, I promise you. If you're good at finding deals and doing deals, just go do more deals and get you a property manager to manage your properties. Next, property managers, you also need investors and partners, like I mentioned before. This may sound repetitive with certain things, but it's only because it's true, and it all comes together. So it's a team sport, and certain team members you need are agents and brokers to help you find deals, to help you sell deals, to help you lease your properties. If you're going into a market that you're not familiar with, or you're not an expert in, you are going to want local real estate experts there helping you find deals. You need lenders. whether they be private money lenders, whether they be hard money lenders, whether they be brokers, whether they be credit unions or local banks. You need relationships. Go talk to lenders. Tell them who you are. Build yourself your personal financial statement. Get all your docs ready. Start establishing relationships with lenders. We have a saying. If there's lenders here, I apologize, but we have a saying, and it is never trust a lender. Lenders are good, and then lenders are not good. And, you know, same thing with contractors. That's another team member I forgot to write down. Contractors. I love contractors, but contractors fluctuate. Subcontractors good one day, then they're not good the next day. Then they're good one day, then they're not good the next month. So you need to constantly be finding people to add to your team, interview people, meet people. Like I've been saying this entire time, this is a relationship game. You need multiple agents and brokers that you're working with. You need multiple relationships. You need multiple lenders. Find yourself a good insurance agent. We've used insurance agents for like years at a time just for ease of, all right, this is our guy. He knows my process. It's easy to send it to him. I'm not going to have to worry about things. Then, you know, they're not able to do one insurance quote. Somebody comes in and they quote it like freaking 75% less than my guy was going to do it for. I'm like, what the hell? I could probably save like $70,000 a year on all these insurance policies by just getting somebody else to do my insurance. So constantly be looking for new team members, property managers, investors and partners. It's so important that you have these people. You're not going to be able to do this alone, and you need connections. And contractors, just like I was saying before, you need contractors. You need to have, if you're going to be managing projects yourself, like if you're buying your first deal and you want to manage the rehab on it by, you know, hiring out subcontractors, you need to be building relationships with them. Even if you don't plan on doing renovations yourself, like Matt, for example. As I've been saying, and as y'all probably know, Matt is my partner. And Matt and I have two different roles within our business and our operations. One thing that Matt doesn't do within our business and operations is he doesn't manage our contractors. Now, how many contractors do y'all think Matt knows? Tons. He knows tons of contractors. He knows so many people. He has so many relationships, even though he is not the one managing them when it comes time for them to complete the work on our properties. So it doesn't matter if you're going to be the one managing them or not. You need to have relationships with all these people because it's going to greatly benefit you. They're going to be able to send you deals, and they're going to be able to help you out. Any questions on your team that you need to have? Write all these down before I flip the page. Agents and brokers, lenders, insurance agents, property managers, investors and partners, and contractors. All right, next we're moving on to the exit. So I mentioned earlier, let's see here. We're going to do a little test here. We're about to host our next live event in December. Hey, we're putting it out to the universe now, so we got to commit to it. So December 1st and 2nd, we're going to be in Dallas at a hotel near downtown area, and we're going to be putting on the Dallas Entrepreneur Real Estate Workshop. This is a 2-day live event full of all this information plus so much more. We're going to work deals there. We're going to get deals done there. And we're going to teach you all these things in depth over, 16 plus hours. Plus, it's an incredible networking opportunity. Easily, there's going to be $1 million worth of value in the room that you're going to be able to extract by just meeting people. Now, the reason I say that is nobody knows about this yet. The only people who know about it are me, Matt, marketing, and now you. But I want to test you guys to see if y'all are taking notes here. So whoever can write in the comments the first, let's see here. Whoever here can write in the comments the 4 benefits of owning real estate first 1, 2, 3, 4 will get you a free ticket to the event that we're putting on in Dallas. But you got to be the first one to comment it right here. What are the 4 major benefits of owning real estate? I told you I'd write it down, so it should be right in front of you. 4 benefits. We got Matthew Grimes. Leverage appreciate. All right, Matthew Grimes is the winner. Good job, Matthew Grimes. Matthew Grimes is correct. So the benefits are this. Here we go. We got leverage, cash flow, appreciation, and depreciation. Good job, Matthew Grimes. Write that down so we can make sure Matthew Grimes gets his ticket. Matthew Grimes. Good job. All right, so leverage, cash flow, appreciation, depreciation. Guess what? You're not going to experience any of these benefits if you do not buy the real estate. So with what we're talking about here in today's title of this webinar is how to build a portfolio. And that means that you're buying this real estate to hold on to. Now, if you wholesale these deals, you're not going to get to experience these benefits. If you are flipping these deals, you're not going to be able to experience all these benefits. But if you buy and hold these and you're actually building a portfolio that you're going to own for forever, you're going to experience these benefits. And there's going to become a point where you need to exit this deal. Now, when I say exit this deal, I don't necessarily mean that you have to sell this deal. What I mean is that you may refinance this deal, especially if you get an interest rate at today's rates. So the cash out refinance. Cash out refi. This is the beautiful part of owning real estate. So, all right, let's run through an example here. Everybody get your calculators out. This is another thing. If you're going to be the deal analyzer on your team, have your calculator ready so that you can start running these numbers. You need to get good enough to run them in your head. But pull out your calculator. Now, I told you earlier that you need to buy these deals right. So that means that today, let's say the property is worth $300,000, 300K. But you negotiated, let's just say you negotiated we're going to use seller finance because we didn't talk about it much. You negotiated a seller finance deal from somebody for $200,000. Now, let's say you only get this seller finance deal for 2 years. So for 2 years, you're going to make payments to this seller because they're the bank. You didn't get a bank. You didn't have a credit check. You didn't do any of those things. You're going to pay the seller mortgage payments for 2 years. And in 2 years, you either need to sell it or refinance or convince the seller to extend the seller finance payments, which could be good depending on what they are. Now, 2 years from now, 2 years, the property, let's say, is now worth $350,000. The mortgage rates have come down. You know, today interest rates are 8%. In 2 years, let's just hope they're 4.5%. So in 2 years, what you're going to do when it comes time that you need to pay off this loan with the seller finance is you are going to go to a bank and you're going to tell them, hey, look, I want to refinance this property. You know, I bought it 2 years ago. I bought it on seller finance. My loan's coming due. I want to get a new loan with you. This is one of the relationships that you made because you followed the advice that we talked about here today. And this bank says, yeah, we'll lend you money on the property. We will lend you 80% of the new appraised value, which is $350,000. So everybody get your calculator and type in 350,000, just like that, times 0.8, because that's 80%. And so 280,000. This is the loan amount that the bank's going to give you. The bank's going to lend you $280,000. And you are going to start making payments to the new bank on this $280,000. But it's okay because you got a 4.5% interest rate and you underwrote it and made sure that you bought a great property with good tenants and good rents and a good location that you're still going to cash flow. But here's the beautiful thing about the cash out refinance. And this is how Matt and I have been able to grow and scale a portfolio from 0 to $25 million worth, 0 to 90, I don't know, some odd units, 100 units, by utilizing this strategy in all the creative ways. And by the way, we did this in, Matt's been doing this for much longer than me, but I've been doing this for 5 years. Like I said, 8 years ago, I was making $8.25 an hour. I was riding my bicycle to work and back every day. 9 years ago, I was shooting heroin. This is all possible. And this is how we've been able to creatively grow and scale a portfolio without having great credit, trust funds, lines of credit, all this BS that people tell you or people believe that you need to be successful in real estate. They're going to lend you $280,000. Now, what did you buy it for? You bought it for $200,000. So let's just assume that you had an interest-only loan just for easy math with the seller. So 2 years later, you're going to give the seller $200,000, but you're not going to come up with any money to do that. The bank's going to give it to you. They're going to give you $280,000. So you're going to take this $280,000, you're going to pay the seller off the $200,000, and how much money are you going to keep? $80,000 cash. You get to keep that. No one's going to take that from you. It doesn't go over here, doesn't sit in this account, doesn't go over there. That's money in your pocket in the bank for you to do whatever you want with. Now, if you're smart, what you're going to do is you're going to reinvest that back into real estate so that you can start growing and scaling your portfolio and really be in a position to experience great cash flow and really experience the freedom from owning real estate. Because you're not going to buy one single family home and retire, I promise you. You're not going to retire from owning one duplex. You're not going to get rich doing that. If you really want to build a real estate portfolio that's going to not only sustain you, your kids, your family, but your grandkids and future generations to come, you're going to need to grow and scale this portfolio. One house is not sufficient. One duplex is not sufficient. 10 units, may be sufficient, but it's not going to be as good as if you have 100 houses. You're going to want to grow and scale this thing to generate more and more passive income from you. And the larger it gets and the more scale you get, the greater all those benefits come that Matthew Grimes mentioned, and he's getting the free ticket to the DFW Entrepreneur Real Estate Workshop. Now, I want to draw this out because it's really important. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this is not a get-rich-quick thing here. This is not, buying Bitcoin and hoping it goes up to 250 grand in the next 8 months. We're not gambling. Matt likes to gamble. It's not good for him. I love to gamble. It's not good for me. I've lost money in stocks. I've lost money going to the casino. I've lost money in Bitcoin. I've lost money in everything that I do besides real estate. Because if I'm not buying real estate, I'm literally just gambling. And I like gambling, but I'm not great at it. But buying real estate is not gambling. We're making calculated decisions. We're buying properties right. We're buying under market value. We're buying good locations that have a tremendous amount of demand, and we're getting cash flow, and we're utilizing all the benefits that it has to create a win-win. I've never lost a single penny in real estate. It's very hard to lose money in real estate if you follow what we're talking about here. Never lost a single penny, only made money, and many times made way more money than we thought we were going to make because, we bought at the right time and in great markets, in good locations, and in the right ways. And I'm bringing this back to, how I started this webinar by saying now's a good time to buy. And it's so much different than it has been the previous 5 years because we're aggressive. Like me and Matt are very aggressive in the way that we buy deals. We don't get excited. We don't just buy to buy. We don't, buy okay deals. We look at thousands of deals and we only buy the best ones. And so that means that we're making 999 other offers that are so low that people are saying, no, we're not going to sell it to you. We make an offer on every deal that we see. Every deal makes sense at the right price. And we always throw out the price to where it makes sense to us. And we've never had leverage. People laugh at us. People tell us we couldn't find our way out of a wet paper bag. People tell us that we are crazy and stupid, and they've called us all sorts of names. And it didn't bother us one bit. It just fueled the fire. But we've never had any leverage because it's been a seller's market. But the times have changed. There's no buyers out there. These sellers who are selling at these, who thought they were going to sell at these ridiculous prices, are no longer able to. They don't have buyers for their deals. So guess who's got the leverage? We do. So when we're coming in and we're being aggressive, when we're making low offers, sometimes it's the only offer they got. Sometimes it might be, if we're the most attractive offer that somebody's got, I know I did something wrong. If I throw out an offer and somebody's like, yeah, we'll take it. I'm like, shit, we offered too high. We should have offered lower. We want to negotiate. We want to find these good deals, and we've never had the leverage until now. But this isn't going to last for forever. When interest rates lower, buyers are going to come back in, prices are going to go back up, sellers are going to be able to sell at the prices that they have been wanting to sell at, and we're going to lose the leverage. So take advantage of this opportunity. But it's very important that you understand that you have to grow and scale this, and it's not get rich quick. That's what I was talking about. This is a chart that I like to draw for people who are thinking about getting into real estate. They're getting interested in it. They want to participate in it. I tell them the same things that I'm telling you. It's not get rich quick. This right here is, this axis is time. So further out we go is the more time. This axis right here is money. The higher you go, the more money you're making. Buying real estate, especially if you're doing it the way that we did it, and especially if you're bootstrapping it and trying to be creative and figure things out, you're not going to, make $1 million your first month in real estate. It's going to take time, but this is a long game. If anybody could just make $1 million in a month, then everybody would be doing this. I told y'all earlier that 80% of y'all are going to leave this call and not take action. And 20% of y'all are going to leave this call and actually put in the work that is required to be successful. So for those 20% of y'all and for the 80%, y'all need to understand this. It's not get rich quick. It takes time. But the longer you're in it and the more work you put in, you start to grow exponentially. This is, property number one. You buy it first. You're still not, like I mentioned earlier, you're not going to retire from owning one house. You may make like $200 cash flow a month. What are you going to do with that? Nothing. It'll help you out. But when you first buy it, you're not going to be financially free from $200 a month. You could go make more money doing that, begging for money on the corner. I bet you make $200 a day. But owning this asset, owning one house, you may make $200 a month in passive income. That's good, but it's not going to retire you. You need to grow and scale this. So then when you buy property number two, all right, now you got two assets, and now you got $200,000 in equity because you bought it right. Then you buy deal number three because you're refinanced, you cash out refied the first two, and you use the money that you used to buy those to buy the third one. Now we're starting to get a little curve in our growth here. We want this curve. You want to catch the exponential growth. Then you buy property number four, and this time you bought a a 12-plex versus a duplex. So now you got a lot more cash flow coming in. Now you got a lot more depreciation to offset your income. These three properties right here, if the market increased 20%, in these 2 years, then you gained, let's say, $400,000 worth of equity off your 20% off these three deals here. Everything starts to grow exponentially the bigger it gets. If I own one single family house, and I just want to kind of explain this to you if you don't get it. If I own one single family house that is worth $250,000 and the market appreciates by 10%, then I just gained $25,000 in equity on my appreciation. If I own a $25 million portfolio and the market gains 10% in appreciation, I gain $2.5 million worth of equity. So that's how it starts to grow exponentially. The more you get, the longer you're in it, the more assets you acquire, the exponential growth is going to happen. And that's what you're looking for. But it's not get rich quick. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. It takes consistency. It takes years of putting in the work here to truly build a portfolio for yourself and for your family that is not just going to retire you, but is also going to pay your grandkids, and they're going to experience the benefits from it. So what I want to do now is I want to open this up. Like I said, we don't have hours and hours to go through this today, but I want to open this up for some Q&A. I do want to talk about the offer that we're making today. For those 20% of people who are serious and want to take action and want to take the next step, you need to take advantage of this offer. If you want to join the community, right now is your chance. I promise you, we've been giving this away for free for basically 4 months now. And the reason that we've been doing that, it's not free. We've been charging $1,000 for it. We've been still discounting heavily the price of this. And the reason that we've been doing that is because we needed to build a good community of good people. We got 50 plus community members already in the community. And we're now going to raise the price to the actual value. We're still going to give a slight discount. It's $7,500 here, but on Monday, this is, if you want to take advantage of this offer, it's going to cost $6,500. There'll be payment plans involved. It's not going to be $6,500 day one if you ain't got it. But if you want to take advantage of this offer that we got right here, this is your last chance to do it at this price. I want to explain too that we are not doing this for, the community is not for the money. What we get out of the community, not only do we get to help people and we get to see you grow and we get to see other people experience these benefits that I've been talking about, but we get to buy more real estate. We get to buy more real estate with more partners. And that's our ultimate goal. It's not to get $6,500 from somebody every 12 months. I want to make $1 million with you. Matt wants to buy $2 million worth of real estate with you. But we are going to raise the price. I promise you on Monday, some of you guys are going to come to our sales team. You're going to go to Matt and you're going to be like, Matt, please, I want it for $597. I should have bought it on Thursday. I didn't. Matt's going to come to me. He's going to say, Alex, come on, let him get it for $597. And we're going to say no. It's going to be $6,500. That's going to be the new price. And there's not going to be any going back. So if you want to take advantage of this offer today, you need to do it because it is going to go away. And I promise if you reach out here in the future, the price is going to be going up. And again, it's not to get the money. It's really just to, with the money that we get, we are able to pour into the community. We're able to do exclusive events for you guys with it. We're able to hire people to come in. We're able to really pour into you guys. The $6,500, honestly, isn't even worth Matt and I's time. What it's really worth to us is being able to find true partners that we can go buy more real estate with. But I want to open this up for Q&A right now. If you have any questions and you want to come up and talk, if you have any questions about the community or the offer, raise your hand. I'll bring you up here and we will answer any questions you got. We'll sit in here for like the next 30 minutes or so, answering questions, and then we're going to get out of here and hopefully you guys go take some action. So if you have any questions, raise your hand. If nobody raises their hand, I'm just going to go through these comments that we had earlier. Does everybody know how to raise their hand in here? All right. Hey, folks, microphone. All right, Sheldon, I'm going to bring you up here. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, how you doing? Great training today. I
Thank
did
you,
ask
sir.
a question. So just full disclosure, I'm a real estate agent, and one of the reasons I got interested in the community, I listened to something you put out online on, I think, on Instagram, and and as I was listening to you talking about being an agent and also doing these creative things. And I think that's something that I ask around even my brokerage, and folks don't know how to get into sub two, get into wholesale deals. And one of the first thing you mentioned on here is, hey, you just had an agent that closed, got the assignment fee as well as the commission. And structurally, how are you guys doing that? And actually, that was my whole interest in connecting with the community, is understanding how to take down these deals, because I'm one of those guys that I'm a big cold caller. I drive and look around my community all the time, but I don't know how to take down these deals in that way, in that creative way. So that's my huge question.
Yeah. I'm going to answer it. And then I also would love to bring Timberly up here so she can answer it as well. She's a agent here with TRE, and she's also a member of the community. So Timberly, if you are able to, go ahead and come up here. But I'll answer your question. So it's very simple in terms of, like that specific deal that she found. What she did is it was actually a referral somebody gave her. So like you mentioned, most real estate agents or most real estate professionals out here, they don't know about these creative strategies. They don't know how to do deals like this. And so someone actually referred this deal to her because it was a listing that needed a lot of work. It seemed like a complicated listing. So they sent it to Timberly. And what we teach is we teach the entrepreneur method. And so what that means is you need to be able to take advantage of any opportunity that comes your way. If you're a real estate agent and you're going to speak to sellers for listing appointments, most of these meetings that you get for listing appointments are not going to be good listings. Some of them are going to be good wholesale deals. Some of them are going to be good buy and hold. Some of them are going to be good sub twos or seller finances. And you need to learn how to take advantage of any opportunity that comes. And that's exactly what Timberly did. She went to this listing appointment. She realized that this seller did not want to list their house. So she used the entrepreneur method. She said, well, I can make you a cash offer. We can do a seller finance deal. Like, what's important to you? How can I solve your problem? How can I help you? And the people said that they wanted a cash offer. So Timberly wrote it up with herself as the buyer and or assigned so that she can assign it. She's a real estate agent, so she also wrote her commission in there, locked it up, and then less than a week later had it sold for $30,000 more than she had it for. She's also got her 3% commission. And what would have been just like a $5,000 realtor commission turned into a $35,000 deal for her because she knew how to creatively provide solutions to the seller and solve their problem that other people didn't know how to solve. Timberly, do you want to add anything to that? Again, Timberly here is a entrepreneur with TRE. She's also licensed agent and she's part of the community.
Yeah, I mean, if any of y'all are wanting to look at these creative deals and make some extra money and also invest in real estate, I definitely recommend that you join the community. I've learned so much. I got licensed in December and I didn't become a full-time agent until April. But even as a realtor, I really lean a lot more towards the investor side, just because I want to be an investor myself. I meet a lot more people that way, a lot more connections. I learn a lot more. Again, I learn how to present multiple options based off of what the person is needing and allowing them to pick the solution that fits best for their needs and taking down the deal that way. And there was actually two realtors that passed this up before me. And they did, had they known that they probably could have made a $35,000 check, they probably would have wanted to have learned this. But you know, if they're not interested in that, that's totally okay. I'm here, I'm interested, and I'll do it all day long.
Thank you, Timberly.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So, Sheldon, does that answer your question? You can unmute yourself again. Go ahead.
Yes, it does. I guess, and I guess when people don't know, because I have asked my broker that specific question, they seem to indicate that it was some gray areas there, but it sounds like it's not. You're party to the transaction, but you can also get a commission after. So it doesn't sound like there's any conflicts of interest there.
No, not at all. And I know what you're referring to now. So here's where most people think the conflict of interest is for licensed real estate agents, is they mistakenly think that you are representing this person, but you're not, right? You're going there to see if you can represent them, to present a listing presentation, to explain their options. And if they choose to have you list their property and they sign a listing agreement with you, at that point is when you represent them. And at that point is when they're your client. But if you're sitting in front of me and you tell me, I don't want you to represent me, I don't want to list my property, but I'll sell it to you as a cash buyer. It's like, all right, great. You know, I'm not representing you anymore. I've told you what I can list your house for. I've told you what would be required to put into your property, how long it would sit on the market, what would be required for you to sell at market value. And you told me you did not want that, and you'd rather take a lower cash offer to be done and get out of here quick. And so now I'm going to offer you a cash offer, and I am representing myself. I'm not representing you. We don't have an agreement here other than what we come to with me buying this house from you. And with me representing myself, I want to get my commission if you're willing to pay it. And that's what happened in Timberly's case. She was representing herself as the buyer. Seller was willing to sell her this property at a price that made sense for them, made sense for her, and they were willing to pay her a commission. And so that's where that disconnect comes from, because like I mentioned earlier, you know, 20,000 licensed realtors a part of ABOR in Austin. 48% of them haven't done a single thing this year. Less than 93% have sold a house a month. So most people aren't doing much, right? So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just most people are uneducated in the fact most people are not hustlers. Most people are not out here studying the game to figure out creative ways to actually get deals done. So, you know, most real estate agents and most, you know, people in the real estate profession don't understand all this stuff because they're not true, you know, players, and they're not true real estate professionals. If they did, then they'd understand all these things and they'd know how to better serve, you know, people they're interacting with and offer solutions to. Most real estate agents think the only way they can make money in real estate is by getting a commission. And that's like the least paying activity you can make as a real estate professional. Thanks for your question, Sheldon, and thank you, Timberly. Raquel, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes. Hello. Good evening. Sorry,
Hi.
this is on. There you go. Yes, I am not a real estate agent, but I do have my mortgage and broker license. Can I still purchase and operate as a wholesaler? And do I need to establish an LLC?
You absolutely can. Wholesale deals. Where are you located at? You here in Texas? You're on mute again. Go ahead, unmute yourself and stay unmuted.
Okay. Yes, actually, I live in Leander.
Okay, great.
So I've
Yeah.
been to some of your events, and I find it pretty interesting. But I've just wondered if I don't plan to get my real estate license. I plan to stay in the mortgage and broker side of it. But I do love the real estate investing. I just find that fascinating and money making. So yeah.
Yeah, you don't need your real estate license to wholesale deals or to do anything other than get commissions. So you don't need your license. You absolutely can wholesale deals. You don't need to do it through an LLC. You can do it personally, and just run it through your personal name if you wanted to. We run all of our stuff through our entities, even with our real estate commissions, but you don't need a license to wholesale, and you don't have to run it through your LLC.
Okay, and is that the type of support you all would give with the partnering with the community membership and all
Yeah,
this?
absolutely.
Okay.
Like I was saying earlier today, was a new call we're introducing weekly called The Pitch. And the pitch is where community members come in and pitch deals to me and Matt, to other community members. And today, one of our members, David, he brought a deal. He's got it in Lampasas. He wanted it at $70K. He negotiated it, found the seller off market. And I asked him, I was like, all right, what are you pitching here? Do you want us to partner with you? Do you want one of these, one of the community members to partner with you? Do you need cash? What are you looking for here? And he's like, well, I really would rather just get it under contract and wholesale it. And I was like, good, let's do it. We got off the call after all the pitches had been made. David and I wrote up the contract. I think he's got it under contract right now, I hope. And then we're going to move it, and he's going to get that wholesale fee. So yeah, absolutely. This is what we do. This is what we love to do. And this is what we want to do with you guys. I don't want to just sit up here, on a computer screen and talk to y'all. I want to go out there and do deals with y'all. So let's go make some things happen.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else have any questions? I got some in the chat, but if you want to hop up here and ask anything live, just raise your hand and we'll bring you up here. All right, so let's see here. I can't hear you. So we got, let's see here. What are your typical closing costs and fees for hard money loans? So you're likely going to pay title and escrow fees, maybe like 1.5% of the purchase price. Hard money lenders are going to charge you a origination fee. We get ours down to about 1% of the loan. So if it's a $200,000 loan, that means it's going to be a $2,000 origination fee for 1 point. But if you're new, or if it's a new relationship, they may charge you 2-3 points. And that just means 2 to 3% of the loan is what you're going to pay in a fee to the lender to do the loan. Then you're going to have insurance costs that you have to purchase in order to buy the property. But Karina, your typical closing costs, fees for hard money loans to the hard money lender is really just the origination point. They may have like a doc prep fee they charge you of like $500 or something, but it's standard, just like normal other loans. All right, Raquel, you just put that in the chat. Good job, Matthew Grimes. Where you at, Matthew? I want to see your face. You got the, if you haven't left already. Matthew got in there and secured his ticket to the Entrepreneur Real Estate Workshop in Dallas. Good job. And good job, everybody else, too. Y'all were just like 2 seconds late. Matthew beat y'all to it. All right, here. Sent you both, Alex and Matt, an email. What will be the fee for the Dallas event? I'm not sure yet. There'll be 3 ticket tiers. We'll have VIP tickets. We'll have executive tickets, and we'll have general admission tickets. We'll also probably have tickets where you can view it virtually as well. More information to come on that. Y'all are the first to hear about it. So nobody knows about it yet. Matthew Grimes asked, curious if the $597 12-month deal being provided today is a locked-in price for recurring membership payments or just the first 12 months? That's a really great question, Matthew. Everybody, up to date who has bought this prior to us going full price and staying there, you're locked in there. You'll be in there for forever. So long as you want to stay in, you can always renew your membership at that price. We'll never raise it on you. But again, on Monday, this is going to go up to full price, and we're not going to go back down. But again, Matthew and everybody else, all of our community members who are already in here, your price isn't going up. Our goal is not to, I feel like it's really important to mention this, but our goal is not to, make money on community memberships. But we have to have something in place that way we can find the right people who are serious about, taking their future in real estate investing seriously. Number one, so that we know that people are buying into their own success. And number two, we want to be able to provide things for you guys. We can't provide a good service for free. We have to be able to have money to pay for things, to provide for the community and to do things for you guys. And that's where all the money's going. It's not going to me and Matt. We're focused on buying deals with y'all. And we know that the more deals we buy together, the more money we're all going to make. And like I said, that's where the true value of real estate comes from. It doesn't come from wholesaling deals, flipping deals, community membership. It comes from owning real estate. Go ahead, Shauna.
So maybe I missed it, but what is the benefits? Like I'm an agent with y'all with TRE.
Yeah.
So what is the benefit? Like what is the benefit of being a part of this community also? Or
yeah, sure. So the community is something completely different than the real estate brokerage. Real estate brokerage is focused, mostly on real estate brokerage activity, but no one on the brokerage has cash flow and rentals online course, the wholesale and jumpstart course, the house flipping made easy course. We teach these things and we partner with all of our agents that are able to, but the community is here for people ultimately who are not required to have a license, right? You don't have to have a license to join the community. You have to have a real estate license to join the real estate brokerage. The community is also pretty much solely focused on investing. We are real estate agents in there. Like I said, we have real estate agents who are entrepreneurs with TRE, who are also a part of the community, who spend more time in the community than they do with TRE because it's solely focused on investing and doing deals, wholesaling, analyzing deals, buying deals. We have different agents from different brokerages who are part of the community. The community is the mentorship, the group of entrepreneurs who are solely focused on the entrepreneur method and investing. The real estate brokerage, as you know, is about real estate brokerage activity as well as investing. But most people who are on the real estate brokerage side spend a lot of time building their real estate agent business versus focusing solely on investing, which is what the entrepreneur community is about, as well as, all the courses and everything that come with the community.
okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we get out of here? All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining today. There will be a webinar replay page for if y'all have a friend or somebody who couldn't join today. Make sure y'all send them the replay page. I really enjoyed spending time with y'all. I got to go head to my house so I can meet the mobile notary and close on that loan. Like I said, back to hard money. We got that loan yesterday. We're closing it today, 24 hours later. So it's very possible. But I hope you guys take action. I hope y'all gained something here. I hope y'all took notes. Please reach out to us. We want to buy more deals with you.